iron. Tubal Cain, of the race of Cain, is described as the instructor of every artificer of brass and iron, Genesis 4:22. Modern archaeology shows that there was knowledge of iron as early as the 3rd millennium BC. Remains of the iron blade dating 27 BC, 27,100 BC, have been found by the Oriental Institution at the University of Chicago. At the site, about 50 miles northeast of Baghdad. Lack of iron for farming implements, nails, and weapons of war kept the Israelites comparatively poor through the period of the Judges. They could not drive the Canaanites out of the plains because the latter had chariots and weapons of iron. Joshua 17, verse 18. Judges 1, verse 19. Judges 4, verse 2 and 3. Even in the time of Saul, his army had no swords or spears for battle, he and Jonathan alone possessing them. 1 Samuel 13, verse 22. When the power of the Philistines was broken by Saul and David, the iron smelting formulation became public property, and the metal came to be widely used in Israel. Iron is used in Bible times much as it is used today. Out of iron, blacksmiths in the Mosaic period made axes and other implements. Numbers 35, verse 16. In the time of Joshua and of the Judges, vessels were made of metal. Joshua 9, verse 19-24. Later, of iron were made threshing implements. Amos 1, 3. Harrows. 2 Samuel 12, 31. Axes. 2 Samuel 12, 31. Kings 6, chapter 6, verse 6. Other tools, 1 Kings 6, 7. Weapons, number 35, verse 16. Fetters, Proverbs 105. Armor, 2 Samuel, verse 23, verse 7. Horns, 1 King, chapter 21, 11. Chisels, Job 19:24. Yokes, Jeremiah 28, verse 14. Gods, Daniel 5, verse 4. Sheets or plates, Ezekiel 4, verse 3. Iron was among the metals gathered by David for the building of the temple. 1 Chronicles 22, verse 14-16. 1 Chronicles 29, verse 2-7. There are allusions to iron gates. Acts 12, verse 10. Prison bars. Psalms 107, verse 10-16. Isaiah 10, verse 34. Nails or bolts. 1 Chronicles 22, verse 3. We read that when David captured the city of Rabbah, he set the inhabitants to laboring with saws, iron picks, and iron axes. 2 Samuel chapter 12, verse 31. There is a description of a smith at work in Ecclesiastes, chapter 38, verse 28. The word iron is often used figuratively in Scripture. It is made to represent barrenness. Deuteronomy 23, verse 23. Slavery, yoke of iron. Deuteronomy 28, 48. Captivity, Psalms 107:10. Moral deterioration, Jeremiah 6:28. Political strength, Daniel 2:33. Fortitude, iron pillar, Jeremiah 1:18. Strength, bars of iron, Job 40, verse 18. Severity, rod of iron, Psalms 2, verse 9. Destructive power, iron teeth, Daniel 7, verse 7. And affliction, iron furnace.